here, the Bookish Princess. I thought we'd do a kind of chill spring vlog today, just some spring cleaning around the farmhouse and also some garden planning. So I thought I would start out with a little bit of a seed and bulb haul, a little bit of a plant haul. It is still too early where I am to really start planting in the ground. It makes sense to wait until the last frost date is passed, but that has not stopped me from buying some seeds and bulbs and planning out what and where I'm going to plant things. Last year was kind of my first year of gardening, so I'm hoping to build on some of my successes. Where should we start? You may recall last summer I was very proud of my sunflowers, which actually I have a whole bag of seeds that I saved from the sunflowers that bloomed last year, but I also thought I'd pick up some more. These are supposed to be more colored because most of the ones that really were successful last year were the yellow ones, and they did look beautiful, but we'll see if I have any luck with these. Another big success from last year's garden were my gladiolus. They bloomed right outside the tree where Cymbeline appeared, which actually I have now planted some hyacinth there, and they just came up. They're doing lovely. The hyacinth I planted last fall, so I'm not going to dig them up again. They're good where they are, but the glads, where I am, it is better to dig them up over winter and then replant them. So I have the pastel glad bulbs that bloomed last year, and I couldn't resist getting some more. This is a tropical breeze mix, so I'm really excited. It should be fun to have a different color palette. And these I'm planning to put in my raised bed. I'm very proud of myself. I went to Lowe's, found some lumber. I borrowed my dad's power screwdriver, and I got some deck screws, so I put together the raised bed for myself. There were kits, but they seem kind of pricey, although to be honest, the wood was pricier than I would have liked, so I probably didn't save a ton of money on my raised bed, but still, it is done. I did buy some nice soil. One of them that I bought was labeled as a raised bed mix, and I love how on the package it says no mixing needed, but as soon as you start Googling tips for a raised bed, you always need to mix in compost and either loam or peat moss. So I did get some mushroom compost. I also got, it wasn't peat moss. They didn't have peat moss or loam. It was peat something else. So I think I'm gonna still go and find some peat moss or loam. I think Beverly Nichols in Down the Garden Path speaks well of loam, so maybe I'll find some of that. My mom used some of that in her garden last year where she planted some tomatoes, and that tomato plant was just like so incredibly happy. I'm gonna do some more research into this because I don't know if glads would love loam as much as tomatoes love loam. I figure since I would have to dig the gladiolus bulbs up in the fall anyway, I might as well plant them in the raised bed. So I'm just gonna do, annuals, not perennials in the raised bed. I don't have an exact layout for the raised bed yet, but I do have some other things that I'm planning to plant in it. I found this at Costco, and I just thought 75 freesia bulbs? Like surely a couple out of 75 will come up. My gladiolus bulbs last year, I actually planted, I think at the end of March, which was probably insanely early, although I think these can go in. This one might have said plant like a couple weeks before the last frost date. So I might put these in the raised bed on the sooner side. But yeah, I could try to start some of these other things inside a couple weeks early, but last year I tried to start some sunflowers inside early, and then there were some that I just planted in the ground. And the ones that I planted inside, I don't know if I watered them too much or if I did something wrong, they didn't get enough sun. I felt like none of them really survived. They were not very sturdy when I transplanted them, and yet the ones that I sowed in the ground were all so healthy and strong, and so now I feel like I should just wait and put everything in the ground, and it'll do better there than if I tried to plant it myself. I might do these on the same side because I wouldn't be transplanting them. I have two pillars. Pillars seems like too grand of a word. They're just wooden. And I think they would look so beautiful with a climbing vine going up each of them. So these would not go in the ground. They would just be in containers at the bottom of the pillar, and then I would try to train them up, which the spot that I have in mind does get some morning sun. They're called morning glories. So I know my mom has had some success and some difficulties with morning glories. And so I'm not sure if my spot has enough morning sun or not, but I think we're gonna give it a shot. And maybe I'll grow some other like clinging vines in another pot as sort of a backup. Do you guys have a favorite clinging vine? I had pretty good luck with my beans last year, but I didn't try to train them up the vine early and up the pillar early enough, so they just all kind of was this mass of green in the pot. This is going to be new, and it would be so lovely. Imagine if I got them both to grow. This pink one, which is Milena, and this one, which says it's called Seattle. Oh, how pretty would this be together? I don't know. Really, you can't take anything for granted. Even my sunflowers and my my gladiolus maybe will not have a repeat success. Fingers crossed they will. But it would be so lovely if these came up. And then I spotted these in the seed area, and I used to have this children's book. I'll have to try to look up the name of it and like put the picture in here. But the main character planted lupines all along like the seacoast, and like the illustrations were just so beautiful. So it would be really fun if I could have some lupines. And then I have another kind of tall flower here, some foxglove seeds. Don't really know if any of those are going to be a success. I got a variety of seed packets like this that were supposed to flower, and a lot of them did come up, you know, and were green and leafy, but I think almost none of them flowered last year. So I don't know if I did something wrong. Maybe I need to fertilize more. My raised bed hopefully should have more nutrients for these guys with like the compost and the things that I've been putting in it. And then I did buy two plants that are already flowering. This is a Lanai Twister Purple Verbena, which I just thought the little tiny blossoms were so pretty. And then this bushy thing also had a great name, Blizzard Sandwort. This is only part sun also. I feel like there's enough sun where I put my raised bed. I'm a little worried about it, but we're gonna give it a go. The fact that I have gotten like gladiolus to bloom there, and I do have two hydrangea that I'm hoping, fingers crossed, will come back, and they did pretty well there last year. So like that kind of area, even though it's under the trees, it does get quite a lot of sun throughout the whole day. So fingers crossed. I'm such an amateur gardener. I feel like I'm just guessing my way through it. But it's really good to get outside, try to make things grow, just kind of be out digging in the dirt, kind of getting in touch with what's real. So I am very excited for a new season of gardening to begin and to see how things go. I don't think I've shown you my indoor plants lately. I moved my two recent acquisitions back to their spots in the window here. But I did transplant my little ivy into this cute honey pot. Doesn't it remind you of Winnie the Pooh? And it's been so happy. It's been putting out all these beautiful, tiny, tiny, tiny new shiny leaves, and it's just so pretty and so fun to see. This peace lily I've had for a little while, but it has been putting out these new very shiny leaves, and it did give me some new flowers last summer, so hopefully it will do that again. This little watermelon, I can never remember the name of it. I bought it when Sibylline arrived, and she did a number on some of these older leaves, but now it's got these new little leaves coming out, so that's lovely. So today's vlog is meant to be a little bit of a slow living vlog. I've been kind of enjoying different YouTube channels with that sort of aesthetic, both Americans and some Korean and Japanese vloggers, which I don't know if you would technically call them slow living, but it's fun to watch their just sort of homemaking videos, very chill, doing chores around the house. They often wear aprons, which I find inspiring because I have a fun collection of cute aprons like this one from Galaxy's Edge, but I'm always forgetting to take them out and put them on and use them. So I got one out for some spring cleaning around my house lately. One thing I like about vlogs like that is that they make you kind of look for the beauty in ordinary chores. Like when I'm mopping my floors, I'm noticing all the little sort of dents in the wood and all the evidence of past occupants because my old farmhouse was built, I think, in the early 1900s. So it's fun to think about all the people who used to live here. When you see these videos where people are, making their chores look so beautiful, you realize that there is a beauty in washing your fresh produce and how bright and beautiful the tomatoes look or the blueberries. One channel I love, I know I've mentioned in the past, is Lizzie, and she grows everything and does everything herself. But even just washing my tomatoes makes me feel like I'm having a little bit of a Lizzie moment. One of the videos of this type, the things that they do is they unbox their Costco hauls. I did happen to go to Costco recently. I don't go very often and it always feels like an event. It's such a unique place, so huge, and all the produce and groceries just seem a little different from normal groceries. I split my produce with my mom, but I still had so much extra. One thing I do try to do with my groceries is I try to wash all of my produce right when I get home. It is just so much easier to eat healthy things when they are already washed and you don't have to go through this extra step. You can just get them out of the fridge, put them on a plate, and eat them. I do have a salad most days for lunch. I'm always looking for new ideas of good toppings, and I realized that the topping is not so much about the flavor as it is about relieving the monotony of eating lettuce. So I look for things like soft cheese or nuts to kind of jazz it up a bit. Another kind of cooking that I've been doing this month has been HelloFresh. My cousin Becky has done HelloFresh, and she had a code for a free box, which it wasn't actually free. It was $10. I had to pay the $10 for shipping, but still, that's a pretty good deal. I got groceries for 3 complete meals for 2 people each, so it was basically dinner and then lunch the next day. I never bothered to film my other HelloFresh boxes because I felt like if I filmed it, I would be just like one of those ads, and this is not sponsored. I paid for this box. In fact, so I did the free box from Becky, and I did like it, so then I paid for a couple boxes because I had a good coupon code. And then I just skipped a bunch of weeks because I didn't see any recipes I liked, but then I forgot about it, and I had a box sent to me that I had forgotten to skip the week on. However, if you want my honest review, I do think HelloFresh is fun. It is kind of exciting to get the box. Everything is perfectly portioned out. I found that the recipes are things that I would not make myself. I would not go out and get these ingredients, so it does kind of feel like a restaurant meal at home. However, it's kind of pricey if you don't have the coupon code, so it's really more of a once in a blue moon special occasion for a treat kind of thing. When I'm trying to eat healthy, I often will just take whatever vegetables are in the fridge and warm them up in a pan. And when it comes to cost and calories, HelloFresh cannot compete with that. Although undoubtedly the HelloFresh meals are much more flavorful. Anyway, one other piece of kitchen news I thought I'd share is that I made some curtains for my window. I wish I had done this before I filmed my kitchen tour a month or so ago. The fabric is from Rifle Paper Company. Also, I found a lemon kitchen mat from Target, which just tones perfectly. One of the first things that I purchased for my kitchen were these cute little lemon measuring cups. So I feel like lemon has just become the sort of sub-theme of my kitchen. Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed today's hodgepodge end of April gardening around the farmhouse vlog. I'll have to link some of the slow living vloggers that I enjoy in the description. And you guys will have to let me know if you like watching those kind of day in the life type videos. If you have any favorite vloggers, I would love to hear from you down in the comments. Here's some footage from the BTS concert because Christy was kind enough to share her extra login with me, and it was so amazing. And there's a new album coming June 10th. I can't wait. I just posted a reading vlog at Easter, but I will be back to my usual end of the month reading vlog at the end of May, and I am still planning to do my Damaroche trilogy, Elizabeth Goudge trilogy review later on this month, so stay tuned for that. I hope you all had a lovely month. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. Stay bookish.